Hey everybody, I'm Todd Anderson.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And you're watching the Versus series on StarCityGames.com. Alright, so this week on the Versus series, we're going to be playing all three formats in preparation for the SCG Tours Stop in Baltimore, which features Team Constructed, one of each format.
Yeah. Very popular when it was introduced earlier this year, so they added more at the end of this year. We got a ton coming up next year, so if you like team events, there's going to be a ton of them.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. I am not going to be playing Legacy on my team. I'm actually going to be playing Modern, and oddly enough, in our two videos this week, I'm playing not Modern. And that's not my... I didn't do that. So it's not like I'm trying to hide my sweet Madcap Experiment deck from everybody. I'll probably be writing about my deck that I'm going to play this week, so make sure to check that out. But
yeah. I will unfortunately not be attending this weekend in Baltimore.
What? Oh, he ain't got no friends. No, for what reason are you not attending?
I have a prior engagement. I don't really feel like going into the long details of it.
But. Oh, that's fine. I didn't know that was going to be a whole thing. That's my bad. All right. Today we are going to be playing Legacy. I'm going to be playing Bob Wong's Grixis Delver deck, I guess. This is just the generic good stuff Delver deck in these three colors. Gitaxian Probe plus Young Pyromancer is pretty sweet. You get a lot of disruption with your Grixis color combination with counter spells and then some discard after sideboard if you want it. A lot of good removal too.
Yep. Bob Wang's like 702 with the deck.
702?
Yeah, his record. He never loses.
Oh. Yeah, that's a lot.
Never loses.
Well, ever. He didn't win that tournament. This was from Eternal Weekend's Legacy Championship, and he made top 4. That's still very good.
Yeah, made top 4 though of the recent Open in DC as well. So, Bob Wang's good.
Yeah, he's definitely good at the modern Legacy Eternal formats for sure. What are you playing today, Ross?
I am playing the deck that won the recent Open in DC. This is John Goss's 4-color Stoneblade deck or Deathblade. I've been a long-time critic of Stoneforge Mystic and Legacy, but True Name Nemesis is just such a perfect fit with the deck that I wanted to see if maybe that has changed. We've seen a lot of the sort of mid-range fair blue decks return to the format, mostly built around Leovold, and while this deck does have a couple copies of Leovold, it's definitely more of a True Name deck. And I don't know exactly why we've seen that shift back to fair blue. Maybe Leovold is also that good. Maybe this deck is also just good against other Leovold decks and good in those mid-range mirrors. It usually has been historically, because Stoneforge is good in those.
So my take is that the Stoneforge Mystic decks were never that awesome against the faster combo decks of the format.
Correct. But
all of these like Sultai, Delver, Grixis Delver decks are really punishing these really fast combo decks by just having so much disruption, especially after sideboard. And the Stoneforge Mystic decks are kind of shifting in there to prey on these like fair mid-range decks. Like I think you are just inherently advantaged because you have this 2-drop that effectively draws a card, and if they don't kill immediately, that card can take over the game.
Yep.
Most of the time though, it's just going to be an extra card in your hand that you get to use with Brainstorm, and then eventually it will take over the game because you have that extra card.
Yeah, and you have just equipment's just very good when games go long. Got a bunch of lands, a bunch of creatures to equip it to. I imagine my bias against Stoneforge Mystic is due at least in part to the fact that I tend to play the fast combo side of things. So people play Stoneforge Mystic against me, and I kind of laugh at them.
Killed them.
Yeah, even with elves, you just killed them.
What are you doing, man?
Yeah, so. Fortunately, you are playing a fair blue deck though, so. Hopefully I don't get destroyed by Wastelanded Days.
Well, True Name Nemesis is very good in this matchup. If you are able to stick it onto the battlefield, there's not a whole lot I can do to get rid of it. There's occasional Diabolic Edicts or Toxic Deluge or whatever, but those cards aren't very good, in general, I don't think. Yeah. Especially in, Toxic Deluge, not very good when you're playing Young Pyromancer. Just throw that out there.
They are not cards that you would normally put in your deck in a matchup like this. They are there specifically to deal with a problematic card, and whenever you're doing that in sideboarding, you're bringing in cards that are strategically out of place, but there for a specific tactical reason, because there's a specific card that you need an answer to. That's a problem. Whenever you're reverting to that kind of direct answer paradigm as opposed to sideboarding in a way that complements the natural strategy of your deck, that's a sign of desperation.
Yeah, Pyroblast, the other big card out of the sideboard that helps deal with True Name Nemesis while it's on the stack.
Yeah.
Can't target it once.
That one's pretty good. That one's a lot better.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, well, let's go ahead and get to the match and see who takes down between 4-color Deathblade and Grixis Delver. All right, 7 lemon games, so you goes first.
Yeah, I win.
7 you lose, 11 you win. Reroll everything else. Y'all know the rules. We do it all the time.
7 tilt.
Yeah, I get to go first.
Play draw is very important here.
Deathrite Shaman on the play
Yeah.
versus Deathrite Shaman on the draw.
One of those is better than the other.
All right. Well, my opening hand is pretty great.
That's lucky.
Yeah, I agree.
My opening hand is also pretty great.
Okay, cool. So start off with the Deathrite Shaman. What you want to do about it? Oh, no, my hand doesn't do anything.
So, pretty sure I'm supposed to force will this. Question is what I want to pitch. And I'm just going to pitch the most expensive card in my hand.
All right, we're going to daze it. GG.
Yeah, had the days.
Had it.
So, both at 19, and you have a Deathrite Shaman. Well, now you can't daze my Ponder.
It's true.
Gotcha.
It's true, you got me. You got the tater.
And I don't think I need 3 lands. This isn't going very well.
Well, if I draw a bunch of lands in a row, you'll probably be fine, because I have a bunch of lands. Unfortunately for you, they are all wastelands.
Maybe I should have kept that 3-land Ponder.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. You can go.
All right. Wasteland you.
Yep.
Exile your land and play a Delver.
Ugh.
Your turn.
Okay. I will get an Underground Sea and play Deathrite.
All right. We got 19 to 18.
Yep.
I go?
Yep.
All right. We could upkeep cast this Brainstorm to make sure we flip our Delver, but I hate doing that.
So do I.
So we're just going to
Such a
take a peek and just get it anyway.
Yeah, such a coward's move.
Yeah.
Just flip the spell.
All right. We're going to exile your Flooded Strand. Cast a Brainstorm.
Yep. Didn't want to probe first.
Oh, why would I probe first?
I usually probe first. Then again, I'm usually playing Storm. This still is not going very well. Wasteland is definitely the card in the matchup that I am most fearful of. Very non-basic heavy mana base. And I have a reasonable number of expensive spells that cost 3 and 4 mana.
So I'm in a spot here where I'm not sure if I should probe before I fetch or if I should just Wasteland. If I fetch, I can play another Deathrite Shaman, which will put me significantly far ahead on Deathrite Shaman advantage. Making sure he doesn't have access at 3 mana next turn is fine also. But if I play the Deathrite Shaman, I can still stop a 3 mana spell. But the problem is if he plays a Stoneforge Mystic, I don't really have a clean answer to it at the moment. But also don't really want to draw the card that's on top of my deck. So I think I'm going to fetch.
You're at 18.
I know I put that there, so I'll just go get that. Then I'll go to 16 and play a probe. You kind of want to save your probes in case you draw Pyromancer, but since we don't have it. Alright, so we got Force, Stoneforge Mystic,
Strix, Waste. Better write it down for this one, given that we're both playing Brainstorm.
Attack for 3.
I'm at 15.
And I'll play another Deathrite. Go.
Yeah. Could try to force that one, but that seems weak. You have 3 in hand?
I do.
So, am I supposed to play Stoneforge Mystic here or Baleful Strix? The issue with Stoneforge Mystic is that my only source of white currently is this Deathrite Shaman, and Todd can effectively lock mine down by leaving one of his untapped. Which means I don't think Stoneforge is going to actually do a whole lot. which makes me inclined to just play the Strix and try to trade for this Delver. So yeah, remove the Wasteland. I guess I'll play my own Wasteland to play around Daze. Draw a card. And I don't think I want to Wasteland Todd right now, because if he Wastelands me, I'd prefer to have the mana. So I'll pass the turn. I think from my side, Wasteland is mainly going to be used as a late game tool once I'm already ahead to potentially lock Todd out of a color and stop him from maybe like lightning bolting me out or having the right mana to answer my key threat. But in the early game, my mana is a lot more important to me than Todd's is to me.
All right. So Flooded Strands. Play this. I'm gonna play a Young Pyromancer.
Yep.
Don't really want to trade Baleful Strix for Insectile Aberration, but the Stoneforge Mystic could be problematic. All right, let's see if this resolves. Yeah. All right, let's bolt this and make a token. Yep. All right, kill this.
Yeah.
Go.
I'm pretty dead. That was one of the things that can get me back in. I'll go to 14. Get a Tundra. And play a Stoneforge Mystic.
Brand new.
Yeah. You can go.
You got a force, right? You don't got a blue card?
Nope.
Sucks for you. Alright, I will pay 2 life. Go to 14. Make a donkey. Take a look at your hand. Hit you for 5. So I got Tootsies, Jite.
I'm at 9.
Of course. That's what I got. I guess I'll play another one of these.
I have a land you can remove.
Sure. Go.
4, 7, 8, 10. I'm dead. Okay, we are here for game 2. I get to be on the play this time and play Deathrite Shaman, so
No!
this should go better.
Yeah. Alright, my hand's pretty good. Deathrite Shaman on the draw. Not nearly as fun.
Savannah, Deathrite Shaman. Just like I'm playing Maverick.
So we'll take a look at your hand, see what's up. 18 me. So you do have access to Force, Plow. I don't think you're going to Force if I kill your Deathrite, but if you do, I think I'm fine with that because you have to get rid of Leovold, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Bolt it.
17. Todd is right, I'm not going to force this. I have another Deathrite Shaman.
Go.
Like to be able to get this Leovold down if I can. That's an interesting one.
Sorry, what was your name? It was Plow, Force, Leovold, what? There was another spell?
Deathrite.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Play Deathrite Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
And crack for an Underground Sea, play Thoughtseize. If this one gets dazed, I'm happier with it. So I'm going to go to 17 after this. Yeah, definitely not taking the Pierce, and you have 2 Deathrites, so I'm not going to take both of those. I guess, no. Yeah, I should just take the Brainstorm.
Alright, so it should be 17 all.
Yeah, 17 all. You got 2 fetches, 2 Deathrites, and a Pierce.
Doo-doo. Alright. I'll play Deathrite.
16.
Go. Let's see if I have a black-red duel in my deck. I didn't even check. Would have definitely got that in turn 1 if I do. Yeah, I was pretty sure I didn't. A bad lands.
Okay, I'll just jam it. Hope you didn't draw Daze or Force.
I don't. You
Remove a fetch land.
Sure.
Yours, please. Okay.
Go.
This is now interesting, since if I go to plow the Deathrite Shaman, Todd can Spell Pierce, and then if I go to activate my own...
Stop it.
Yeah. So I guess I have to wait on that. I will attack you for 3, though.
I will take 3.
You're at 13.
Sure.
You fetched twice and probed.
Yep.
And now pass.
So if I activate Deathrite Shaman, then he can plow in response. So, I don't know. I'm in some trouble here. Is it any permanent? Leavold's stupid.
Oh, you do have a sizable mana advantage.
Yeah, but I don't know if that actually matters that much until I can actually kill Leavold, because I can't Brainstorm. I can't really target, like, I can't use this Wasteland I drew. I mean, I can, but it seems gross. Alright, go.
We have two. We only have 2 lands in the graveyard. That's gross. Yeah, so I guess I just have to hold off on this plow. And there's a land.
Lucky.
Attack for 3.
Yep, 10.
Pass the turn.
Alright, try to eat your Thoughtseize.
I will plow the untapped Deathrite in response.
Go 9.
Yep.
I will try to eat my probe.
That is fine. Brings me to 15.
Yep.
Now plow on the stack.
Yep, plow resolves. I go
Brings you to 10. And you targeted the Thoughtseize with that one?
Yep.
I will remove the Thoughtseize in response.
I go to 8. Alright, come on, deck. Whoop. Eat your Deathrite. I'll go back up to 10.
Yep.
I'll play a Delver and say go.
Interesting. Ponder?
Sure.
Both of these seem pretty good. Remove your Delta. What's your name?
Sure.
Name you.
Yep.
Attack.
7.
Pass the turn.
Hey, I'm dead. Whatever. Alright, so we're here for sideboarding, and on my side of things, these matchups tend to go a little bit longer after sideboard because we get more specific interaction. Cabal Therapy is very good against Stoneforge Mystic and stripping away whatever equipment he has. It also pairs really nicely with Jataxian Probe. Lavamancer helps contain all of Ross's Deathrite Shamans and Stoneforge Mystics so they don't get out of control. Diabolic Edict is a very linear answer to True Name Nemesis and is only actually good if I can kill all his other creatures, but it still suffices as a removal spell against other things if I need it to. And then 2 copies of Pyroblast, also very good at hitting True Name, but also hit Leavold and stuff like that. So this card's just awesome. Yeah. Since the games are going longer, Force Will losing a card for you is a little bit more rough. And since we're a bit more of an aggressive deck, I think cutting Force on my side is fine, whereas Ross is more of a control deck, so him having Force, I think, is important. Spell Pierce is mostly for combo decks. It's going to be able to stop like a discard spell or a Brainstorm on occasion, but in Deathrite Mirrors, Spell Pierce is usually kind of bad. And then Gurmag Angler just gets kind of bricked off by True Name, and if Ross is able to eat up my graveyard with Deathrite Shaman, then I might not be able to cast it. It's just a 5/5. All the other creatures have like some very specific purpose, whereas Gurmag is mostly just a clock for combo decks, I think. So
yeah, and good in Delver mirrors. On my side, I think it's important to echo what Todd said about Force of Will. In general, I think Force of Will is a little underrated in fair matchups. People love to just like bring them all out. They think all the games are going to be very attrition-oriented. On my side, Todd is still the aggressor, and so there are going to be plenty of opportunities where I need like a single Force of Will to either stop a key threat of his when he gets a little ahead, or defend a key threat of mine, so I can just not die in the early game, survive into the later game, and let my more powerful cards take control. And Force Will does that quite well. It's still not a card you want to overload on, because you really don't need the second or third copies of it. That's when it becomes a liability in terms of the card disadvantage. But I do think the first one in the tempo it gains you is still very valuable. So I'm only trimming one. I'm trimming Jace because it matches up very poorly against Daze, Young Pyromancer, and Pyroblast. Just an expensive card that I can cut here in a matchup where Todd's going to be attacking my mana. And Thoughtseize is another card that's a liability in large numbers of copies. Very good against combo decks. Here, being able to strip Todd of a Brainstorm, maybe strip him of a threat, or a Pyroblast to resolve like a True Name, can be good. But again, I don't want to draw a ton of copies. So trimming 2 of those. Zealous Persecution answers opposing Young Pyromancers, which is one of the few threats Todd can cast that will be impervious to 1-for-1 removal. Persecution also answers True Name Nemesis for the same, which is problematic for the same reason.
Mm.
And then we saw how good Leovold was there in that second game, so I'm just bringing in that as another threat instead of this Jace. Doesn't get tagged by as many things and doesn't lose as much tempo.
All right, so I'm on the play here with a hand that it looks very good, although it does spin its wheels quite a bit. We're going to be using Ponder here on turn 1 to try to dig for some interaction.
Well, I like to hear Ponder on turn 1. Hold on. On my side,
oh yeah,
I'm mulligan to 6, so I get to scry.
Okay.
Come on, Todd. And that's an interesting one, actually. I think I will keep it. Just a good enough card that having multiple copies sounds like a good idea.
All right, well, that's a whole lot of interaction.
Tilt.
But is it the right interaction? My gut says yes.
It's hard to have the wrong interaction after sideboarding unless you've made a mistake.
I've made a terrible mistake. All right, go.
Scrubland, Deathrite, Shaman.
Okay.
You can go. That was far too comfortable of an okay. I don't think my Deathrite Shaman is long for this world. Is it? Is it?
I'm thinking. I have a lot of stuff I can do here.
Yeah, welcome to Legacy.
I know.
You untap on turn 2, you have 10 different lines you can take. You're at 18.
Yep. Does that resolve?
Yes, it does.
All right, I'll probe you. Make a token. So I'm at 16 after I probe.
Yep.
Tilt. All right, so we got Deathrite, Zealous, cleanest of all answers,
Snappy,
and Tundra.
Snappy Doo.
All right, go.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna clear this Pyromancer out of the way. Have Deathrite to play through Daze. Now I can exile a land in your graveyard and get this other Deathrite down. If it gets dazed, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm under the impression that Todd does not have Daze, given that he did not cast it on that first Deathrite. And he pondered and kept on top. If he kept a Daze, he would have brought it into his hand. Now a Ponder. The Natural Shuffle.
That's 3 lands. Alright, so you got Brainstorm.
Snappy.
Brainstorm, Snap, you play the Tundra?
Unknown.
Unknown, okay. Alright, there be your Brainstorm.
You're at 15. The Unknown is a Swords to Plowshares.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay.
So I'm at 15.
Yes. You have 4 in hand?
Yep.
Um, you can go.
Ponder.
Sure.
I got myself into a little bit of a pickle here.
Little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, I did something that was stupid, but not that stupid.
That was stupid.
I agree. All right, brainstorm.
Sure.
Go.
So I can snap this brainstorm. Try to put more of a clock on Todd. Thing is, doing so turns brainstorm into sort of a glorified ponder. I like the card in my hand. I'll likely just be taking the best of the top 3, shuffling them away, and then activate Deathrite Shaman afterwards. And I don't think there's any point in me spewing the potential value from that brainstorm just yet. So I think I just want to activate these Deathrites. But then there's the question of whether I want to leave this fetch uncracked, because Tundra does not activate either side of Deathrite Shaman. So in order to activate both of them, I need to get rid of the fetch land. Which is probably fine. Eventually I'll find another fetch land. I'm not going to be... And I may end up even snapping something else. So why don't I start by exiling the therapy. Brings you to 13. And then I'll crack fetch, go to 19.
I'm gonna bolt this in response.
Okay, so I guess I should have fetched first. Well,
I mean, you can still snap brainstorm if you want, but
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
okay.
And I don't really need green mana for activating Deathrite, so I'll just get Underground so Wasteland can't cut me off of a color. Yeah. I didn't really think about exactly what you could have had. I just assumed getting the therapy out immediately was... But it's a sorcery. Yeah, I should have fetched first. So I missed 2 points there. Let's hope it doesn't come back to bite me. Interesting. Let's leave the scrubland up.
Yep. Okay.
You can go.
All right. I'm going to edict you.
I will exile the lightning bolt.
Okay. I go to 11. Go. So I got myself in a jam just for y'all, just because I only have 1 volcanic. That sucked.
You can go. Once again, I should have done that. There we go. I have swords in my hand I keep forgetting about.
9.
I will plow in response.
Okay.
So back up to 11.
Yep. All right, you just have the Snapcaster.
Yep.
I guess I have to hope you don't draw a land.
You go to 10.
Yeah, go. My whole playing this game revolved around me not being an idiot and him. Yeah.
I drew a land.
Yeah, I'm dead. Basically.
Yeah. Just gonna snap Zealousness. I guess I can do it on your upkeep. So my thing's a 3/2 on your turn. But I don't think that makes a difference.
Woo!
If you had Marsh Casualties in your deck,
Right,
it would
so
make a difference.
I should be at 10 after that fetch.
Yes.
So
10. Let's
10.
pretend
What are you at, 19?
Yes, I'm at 19.
Okay.
I've cracked 1 fetch land.
Sure.
So saving the snap did end up paying off. We wanted access to something else.
Go.
Equip.
No creature, no creature, no creature.
You can go. It's pretty good.
Go. It's not that good.
That's not good.
No creature, no creature.
You can go.
Go. Still a long hill to climb.
You can go.
All right, exile your swords to plowshares.
I'm at 17.
17. Go.
Oh, Thoughtseize you.
All right. You go to 15.
And this doesn't even find my other green source, so I guess I have to play this to get the. This doesn't find Savannah.
Tilt.
We will pass the turn.
All right. Oh, this one's got so many seconds. Your Thoughtseize or your Brainstorm?
Yeah, I'm at 13.
Okay, you need to find an answer for Leovold. Come on, deck. Yeah, I almost boarded this out for an Ancient Grudge. Just for, like, this exact reason. Like, when I was flipping through my deck while you were talking. Because it doesn't kill Leovold. And sometimes you resolve your equipment. And I'm going to lose. Alright, you win. I'm going to make that swap right now. Alright, we're here for game 4. I'm on the play. I did make that one swap where I cut the Fork Bolt for an Ancient Grudge, just so late game I have an answer to equipment, and I can dig for it with my Brainstorms, Ponders, etc. This hand on the play, not quite as good if we had a Death Ride over this Delver of Secrets, but Delver can still get some pressure in early if he doesn't have a Swords to Plowshares.
On my side, I have mulligan to 6 again because I'm very unlucky, and I have a reasonable hand. It's functional enough to keep, but it is going to be slow, so I have to hope I don't fall under too much early pressure. Well, I was going to keep that regardless, so don't.
I'm not, dude. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. Drop a card. It's a good one too.
You can go.
Trigger this.
Yep.
Reveal this.
Lucky.
You want to give me an extra 2 life for no reason, or? Alright, we'll draw this Ponder. I think I want to Ponder here over Brainstorm just because I like most of the cards in my hand, and I'm really just looking for a red source. Alright, didn't find a red source. And I think I'm just going to, even though these are 3 really good cards, I think I have to shuffle them away. Really? Do I really have to shuffle these away? It seems loose. Yeah, I can just play my Wasteland this turn, Brainstorm next turn, and try to find the red source. These are 3 very good cards.
Cards are only good when you can cast them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I have like 2 deeper looks next turn, so. But if I don't hit on those 2 deeper looks, then I'm in trouble. So I'll just shuffle. Attack.
17.
Yep. Go.
Ooh.
Really glad I didn't cast Brainstorm, because not hitting a fetch land there would have been bad. Resolves.
Definitely want to put this one back, and I guess I'll put this one back. Yeah.
Oh, Batterskull. See you later.
And crack fetch, go to 16. I get a Tundra and pull out this Aberration.
Tilt.
You go to 23.
Kind of wish he had played around days there, but
when they flip a Delver on the play on turn 2, it's hard to sit there playing around days.
So 23 to 16.
Yeah. And they have a Wasteland.
Alright, Brainstorm.
Sure.
Alright, well, we got the goods now. The question is, what do we want to do with said goods? I don't know if I actually... So I can... I don't know if... I have enough threats between PZ and True Name, so I think I can just get rid of this Delver. This Probe is pretty good with PZ. But I think I want to cast something else this turn. Maybe that's bad. This hand is really good. True Name is like a fine clock. I might actually just switch it out for Gurmag at this point, though. I'm not sure how good it actually is. Whatever. Play this. See if it resolves. Say 22.
Yeah. That is pretty good against my hand. I feel like I can't let that resolve. As bad as this feels.
All right, 22, 15.
Yep.
And then that one. Just maybe try to keep him off Stoneforge Mystic. Go.
Okay, you can go. You picked the right one.
Alright, bolt that.
Tilt.
Go.
You can go.
Play this.
14. Should draw all three of them.
14 to 22.
Yep.
I don't really want to brainstorm, so I'll just attack.
13.
Go.
I want to brainstorm.
Okay.
Now I want to tilt.
Don't worry, you can do that anytime you want.
I guess our plan is... it should just be this.
Wait, did I exile Pyromancer? You just forced it, right?
I just forced it. It's in your graveyard. Oh no, thought's easy.
Bro.
I will take the turn name. I'm at 11.
Okay.
You can go.
Okay, well, I drew a Delver. I'm not going to cast Brainstorm yet. Go. I'm just going to use Deathrite Shaman's ability. Sure.
Wow. Those are just all cards that weren't going to do anything, and I think I have to do something basically every turn of the game from here on out. Guess this would have been better if I'd kept the Baleful Strix on top. You would have just edicted it on end step. I saved 2 life that way. I'm on a 2-turn clock. The next turn I could have then pondered, and if the next card down was a white source, I'd be in business. This entire game hinged on you picking the right land to Wasteland.
Well, it was pretty easy. Like, your white's way more important in that spot than your black, I think. Alright, remove swords, I guess. Alright, so you go to 11.
I go to 9.
9?
I went to 11 off the C's.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Okay. Alright. So this is a slightly weird spot where I actually think that flipping Delver is really important. So I think I am going to upkeep Brainstorm even though I hate doing it.
Yeah, it does bring you to a 2-turn clock.
And we would have missed, so that's good to know. Okay, well, he knows about the Edict, so we will just...
yeah, put the worst card on top, then show me the Edict.
Yeah. Alright, we'll... Oh, wait. Yep. Okay. Show him the Edict. Flip this.
Attack me to 6.
Draw this. Attack
To 5.
G2, 5, and then go.
And I believe I'm dead. Is there something I can draw that kills something? I don't think so. I don't have like a Fatal Push. You just edict me and attack for 5.
Yeah. So I'm going to try something a little off the wall here. Since we're on the draw, and in this particular matchup, since Deathrite Shaman is so important, and we're almost always using our first turn to either kill his Deathrite Shaman or play one of our own, I think boarding out Delver of Secrets is actually pretty reasonable. So what we're going to do is we're going to board out Delver, but to keep our threat density, we're going to Go a little bit bigger with Gurmag since the games are going to go a little longer. Bring in the second Ancient Grudge and bring back in the Fork Bolt to help fight his early 1 and 2 drops.
Okay, we're here for game 5. I am on the play, and my hand is reasonably solid. I have a lot of options as to how to sequence the early turns, and just a good mix of stuff.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have turn 1 Deathrite Shaman. Yeah! He have the advantage. It's probably going to die, though. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so I'm still at 20.
Yes.
You're at 19. Yeah.
Let's get us a Tundra. Name that Tundra.
That was a good show. Name That Tune was a good show. It wasn't a great show. It was fun. I always just felt like people were real dumb. They're like, I'll name that song in 1 note. Like, no, you can't. It's 1 note.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could even be a note.
I mean, it is a note.
1 note.
Death note.
Go to 18. Get an Underground C. Play this one. I'll get... I don't know which one I'm supposed to get here. The Jite has like more value if the thing dies. The Batterskull's way better if it lives. I don't think I'm playing either one for a while if it dies, so I'll just get the Batterskull.
Okay, Wasteland, your Tundra, and play Deathrite. Hope that that's good enough. Here go. Tilt.
Crack this fetch now.
Okay.
Don't want my Stoneforge Mystic dying with the fetch on the stack. And I will pass the turn.
Go.
Is my Batterskull getting Ancient Grudged?
Yep.
Jerk.
Oh, we brought it in for a reason. That reason was to brown you.
I will Brainstorm.
I will try to Pyroblast it.
I will.
Exiling your land.
I will tilt.
Yeah, tilt.
That's attack for 1.
Okay. So it should put me to 18. I fetched twice.
Yep. Fetch twice, got plowed. Well, Todd's draw matched up very well against ours. We had a very Stoneforge heavy draw. He has the Ancient Grudge. Power Blast for the Brainstorm, which would allow us to pivot, and had the second Deathrite for
Go.
to blink our plow. All of this adds up to no bueno. Mushu.
Block.
Go to damage.
Okay. I'll just
Stays.
do this.
Well, the daze goes to your graveyard, though.
No. I'll excel Persecution. So
Sure.
put you to
15.
Okay.
I fetched 3 times. Well, he didn't have daze for a very long time.
Since I have the grudge for the white, I think it's still fine just to get rid of his plow mana. Go. Like, Thoughtseize is actually a little annoying here, though.
Ponder.
Okay.
You can go.
Alright, your Brainstorm. Or Swords. Sorry.
Yeah. 13.
Yep. Go.
Fetch 12. Get Scrubland, play Stoneforge.
Sure.
Find a Jita and pass the turn.
Hit you on your brainstorm, put you at 10.
Yep.
Go.
Jesus. Attack. Okay. You can go.
Alright, in your turn, I'm gonna fetch and cast Edict, target you.
You're at 17.
It's getting way worse. All my removals, like spot removal, and since he has the 2 Stone Forges, then whatever. And then I'll exile your Ponder, I guess.
Yep, I'm at 8.
I'm at 17, I think?
Yep.
Okay. Deathrite going all the way! Go.
Activate.
Sure. Sure.
Got 2 cards in hand. I'm at 8. So if one of them is a removal spell, I'm at 6, 4, play thing, 3. I'd be able to potentially win at 1. And I don't. I mean, I have to get this Deathrite off the board as soon as I can, and I think that means going for it now. So let's equip.
Okay.
Attack.
I'll grudge it.
Force. Pitch Leovold. 7.
Oh, Power Blast.
I had Power Blast. Well.
Okay, we'll block.
Yep. You can go.
Put you 5. Hit your Force.
Yep. That one's going to be probably too good.
Go.
Brainstorm.
Sure.
These are definitely the 2 worst cards in my hand. Go.
Your brainstorm. Yep. So go
So I'm
to.
I go to 3.
You're 3. I think I've fetched since
I have you
was
at 17. Well, how many fetches?
After the plow?
No, it would be 18 after the plow.
1, 2, 3, and then you plowed me once already, I think.
Yeah.
So 18. Yeah, sure. I'll be at 18. So I didn't force. You didn't hit me at all. I think I blocked your Stone Forges every time. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, we just need something good here. That was a good one. All right. I don't think we have green other than Flashback Grudge, so we'll just brainstorm.
Yeah, that is a good one.
All right. Put back 2 lands. Go to 17. All right. Ponder again. Do. Oh, these are good. Alright, needed you.
That's not good.
Put you to 1.
Yep.
Hope you don't have Zealous. Your turn.
Well, I do, so.
Oh, hope you don't have a dual land. Am I right? Daze you.
Straw for Stonewatch Mystics.
All right, so I think that match was actually a very good indication of just how flexible both decks are. From my side, after sideboard, my deck looked completely different because I didn't have, at least in Game 5, I didn't have Delver of Secrets, Spell Pierce, or Force Will in my deck, and I just had a really high density of removal spells and threats that were a little tougher to deal with than normal, as well as just like discard effects plus artifact removal, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and it's just the grudges lined up so well against my draw in that last game, and the great part is that normally with these sort of targeted removal spells, you need to draw one for each one they draw. But Grudge is so good because you only need to draw the one, and it handles 2 of them.
Yeah, so long as you can handle Deathrite Shaman, because Deathrite Shaman being able to exile it is fairly problematic. But with the edicts and the bolts and the forked bolt and the Grim Lavamancer, keeping Deathrite Shaman off the table might be a little difficult on the draw, but on the play it shouldn't be that tough.
Yeah, I think that last game is also very emblematic of how important Brainstorm is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a draw where I was flooding on cards I didn't want. I try to resolve this Brainstorm, it gets Pyroblasted, and suddenly in my hand it was just a bunch of nonsense. Too many 1/2s.
I mean, I was like pretty far ahead after the 2 Ancient Grudges, right? But I still was just kind of flooding out, and the moment I drew Brainstorm, I was able to lock the game up like immediately. So.
Yeah. Brainstorm's great.
Yeah. Well, it's especially important in attrition wards because you can't afford to flood out, and every land that gets stuck in your hand can eventually turn into a better card once you draw Brainstorm. Or Jace the Mind Sculptor is also good in that regard too.
And yet you also need to have the right answers at the right time. You had a Deathrite that I just wasn't able to answer. I had 1 plow, never found another removal spell, had this threat heavy hand, and being able to maneuver your hand in a way that matches up well against what your opponent draws. Because these aren't matchups where you're trying to do the same thing every game. Mm-hmm. Everything you're trying to do, or almost everything, is a reaction to what your opponent is doing. You need the right cards to beat their draw. You need the right removal spells at the right times. You need the right threats against their removal spells. And so tailoring your draw at the right time and using the information that they give you to deduce what's left in their hand and finding the right way to combat that is really important.
Yeah. That's about all. I mean, that was fun. I had fun. I mean, I love playing Legacy, man. It's been a long time since I've cast Brainstorm in a live tournament. I might make Tannen play Modern so I can play Legacy because Bob Wong's deck felt real good.
I had a great time playing Storm in DC. Legacy is just exhausting.
It is.
Every round is
Mental
so difficult.
gymnastics.
Even with a deck like Storm, where you are trying to do the same thing every game, you still have to try to figure out what disruption they have, use your brainstorms effectively, and it's just. Oof. We don't play it as often now, and you don't have the fortitude built up, the mental strength to play Legacy. It is fatiguing.
Yeah.
I was dead by the end of 15 rounds.
Well, you're still here, and we're happy for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching the Versus Series on StarCityGames.com. Make sure to tune in to twitch.tv/SCG Tour this weekend, where we're going to have Cedric Phillips and Craig Crimples bringing you guys 14 rounds of team constructed action.
Some number of rounds.
Followed by a top 4 or 8.
It's a top 8. I know that. This is some great promotion.
Well, we keep mixing it up. I'm pretty sure it's 14 rounds and a top 8. I'm pretty sure, but don't quote me on that.
But you get to watch all the formats.
Yeah, you get to watch all 3 formats. You get to watch Todd Stevens dirt around in Modern, play some green-white do-nothing deck. You get to see Jody Keith smashing people in Legacy with lands. You get to see me playing Madcap Experiment, probably, because I am stupid, and I like playing stupid stuff. You get to see Ross Merriam not be there.
Yeah, you get to not see me, so that's also a plus.
Yeah, it's great.
You'll see me at the Invitational 2 weeks later.
All right, well, thanks for watching the Versus Series on StarCityGames.com. StarCityGames.com, not .coms. I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. All right, bye.
It's Legacy kills you. 5 games, we're both dead.